Do you have dry, itchy, flaky scalp? You've been having it for a while and you don't know what else to do? Oh, yeah, I'll just use an oil mix like everybody says to. I'll just apply that to my hair and I'll be good. No more flakes. Flakes be gone. Or will it? Are you one of those persons that has been using oil for a while now and you haven't been seeing any relief? Watch this video to find out if oils are really as good for your scalp health as everybody says it is. So if you're like me, you may be a percentage of the population that has some type of susceptibility to having scalp issues. Me personally, I have a condition called seborrheic dermatitis, which manifests itself when you have excessive oil production in areas where your sebaceous glands are often overactive. So that is generally in the scalp, along your hair margin, the folds of your nose where like sebum and different oils can collect, in your eyebrows that trap, similarly to your scalp, your eyebrows trap oils and that type of thing in the hairs of your eyebrows. You can get them in the folds behind your ears, in your ear, where anywhere that oil can actually collect and cause that type of reaction. That is generally where persons get seborrheic dermatitis. So there are several different factors that could contribute to having seborrheic dermatitis. That could include environmental factors, maybe something you're allergic to. It could also include your diet, hormones, different levels of hormones in your body. It is said that persons who have seborrheic dermatitis is often because of the hormone androgen, which is responsible for your sebaceous glands. Of course, it is generally said that men sweat more than women do, and androgen is the hormone that is responsible for that. So, especially if you're a woman who has PCOS, or you may not even have PCOS, but you may have an elevated level of androgen, that could also contribute to your seborrheic dermatitis or to different flare-ups that you may get from time to time. And also another thing that can affect seborrheic dermatitis, of course, are your hair care practices and different things like that. Now, seborrheic dermatitis is not caused by unhygienic conditions. Like, it's not contagious, it's not harmful to you necessarily, it's just more of a nuisance. Now, based on the aforementioned factors, science hasn't come to a consensus on exactly what causes it, but they've just identified those risk factors. Now, in terms of what actually happens when you have an overproduction of sebum and oil and different things, every person has on their scalp living right now a yeast called Malassezia. It's part of the Malassezia family, and that particular yeast actually feeds on the oleic acid that is present in our sebum that naturally occurs. Now, having the Malassezia yeast in the presence of this oleic acid where your oils and different things accumulate, it can result in the inflammatory response that we often get, which could be in the form of itchiness, redness, dryness, and flakiness. So, having said all of that, now you have a better understanding of what exactly seborrheic dermatitis is and how it can come about. Now, for me personally, I'm not going to get too much into like this nitty-gritty of the other more medical types of factors that could contribute, because I'm not a doctor. This is just stuff that I've come across based on my own research, and I encourage you, from this video, you could go ahead and do your own research a little more in depth for yourself. But for me and my house, in terms of my seborrheic dermatitis, I have found that there are certain foods that tend to give me flare-ups. And of course, seborrheic dermatitis is a chronic condition, which means, generally speaking, you have it for a long period of time, unless you are one of those lucky ones that find something that really works to completely keep your flakes and your inflammation at bay. I haven't found that product for me yet, but I'm still trucking along. But I digress. Now, for me, I've found that with my particular situation, my diet has definitely contributed to my seborrheic dermatitis flare-ups. I find that if I have a diet high in sugar, nuts, or dairy, I tend to get flare-ups. So I try to stay away from those types of foods. So if you believe that you're like me and you have a scalp condition, whether it be seborrheic dermatitis, eczema, psoriasis, whatever it may be, those types of conditions actually benefit from like cleaning up your diet. So maybe you could try an elimination diet and start with those types of foods that are more inflammatory, and maybe you could see if it helps you out any. So now that I've gotten all of that out of the way, I'm going to talk specifically about natural hair care practices and different things that you can do that can topically try to help your seborrheic dermatitis and prevent as much of an inflammatory response as maybe you would have had before. So for me, I have found that, and I kind of found this out by trial and error. The other day I did a video where I tried to use an ayurvedic oil for a period of, I think it was 3 months, and my scalp was not having it at all. Like, it was like, sis, what are you doing? Now after that, just doing my own research, I came to find out that oils may not be, you know, the holy grail product that everybody in the natural hair community makes it out to be. So what happens is that, as I explained earlier, you have an excessive oil production in your scalp and different areas in your body, and now you are adding additional oils to this, especially those oils that are high in oleic acid. You have olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil, jojoba oil, which people have said that is similar to our natural sebum. So of course, adding all of these different types of oils on top of your already excessive oil production is just going to make a bad situation worse. And of course, the yeast present on our scalp and on our skin is just going to feed on this extra oil that you're putting. You are intentionally putting more oleic acid onto your body, hoping that it helps the situation when it's making it 10 times worse. Now, a lot of people have said that, and you will read a lot of articles, and the thing about it is that everybody isn't the same. So I'm making this video for persons who are like myself, who cannot use traditional oils and different things like everybody else. And the thing is, everybody isn't the same, and so if this message is for you, it's for you. But a lot of people, and you'll read a lot of articles that basically talk about the use of essential oils such as tea tree oil, peppermint oil. A lot of articles in different places will say that it is great for your scalp, and it probably is for those people who can use it, but for persons like myself, it is going to make your life 10 times worse. I remember the first time I read an article that said,
you should use tea tree oil and make sure and dilute it and da 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 da.
and I went ahead and followed the advice. That was the first and last time I used tea tree oil. I know it's an expensive bottle. It's like $100 and something for like a tiny bottle. So you know it's the good stuff. I don't know why I didn't take a cue back then, but you live and you learn, right? So for me now, I just know that personally I have to stay clear of all types of oils. And yes, my hair products have oils in them. I can't get away from that. I just now don't put anything on my scalp. Nothing. Except for shampoo and conditioner, because inevitably it will get on my scalp, but I make sure I rinse my scalp thoroughly. Anytime I have to put anything on it, whether it's conditioner while I'm washing my hair, deep conditioner, whatever it is, make sure and rinse my scalp thoroughly. So again, don't put anything on my scalp, no oils, no leave-in conditioner, no nothing like that. And I make sure and I rinse my scalp thoroughly after I wash my hair. Additionally, I use aloe vera, which is really good for scalp health. It's not an oil, so it's not going to cause an inflammatory response to me. So I use aloe vera, whether it's the powder, I use that in my tea spritz, and I also use aloe vera juice in my tea spritz as well. Because the inflammatory response and the itchiness and the flakiness happens because of the excessive oil production, I try my best as much as I can to wash my hair more frequently. So I try now. I used to wash my hair once a week. I can't go any more than that, which is why I need to teach myself how to do protective styles, because sis cannot be paying a hairdresser to do a style and it could only last a week. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. But anyways, so now I try to wash my hair maybe like twice a week, and that way helps to remove some of the excess oils from your scalp. And it's not something that you want to do, like you can't wash your hair every single day. I mean, you could, but it's not going to be good. It may be good for your scalp, but it's not good for the length of your hair. We already have naturally dry hair, so washing your hair every day isn't going to help. And you could say, well, maybe you could co-wash. That'll be a nice little mid-ground, but conditioner is just going to add more oils and more product, so it's just going to cause more buildup. So you really just kind of have to try it out and see what works for you, and you know, take it from there. So as we're on the topic of dermatologists, I implore you, please, 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 if you think you have some type of scalp condition, you've had dry itchy scalp all of your life, don't just sit there and put oils in it because your favorite YouTuber told you to. Please go to a dermatologist, go to a trichologist, let them do an analysis or assessment of your scalp, of your skin, and figure out what you have, what exactly you're dealing with, and then you can move from there. Especially, like I said, like me, if you don't want to use the traditional medicines, do your own research from there and try to figure out what more natural remedies you could use to manage your condition. So that brings me to another thing that I forgot to mention that I do currently, which is apple cider vinegar. I usually put that on my scalp before I wash my hair and let it sit, let it kind of loosen some of the flakes that I may have present on my scalp, and then I proceed to wash my hair. You could also use that as a final rinse after all of your conditioners and different things to kind of just calm your scalp back down. So yeah, those are all the tips I think I have for now with regard to seborrheic dermatitis. Please, 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 if you believe you have some type of scalp condition, go to a dermatologist, let them check you out. It will not hurt. It may hurt your pockets a little bit, but it will not hurt in the long run for you to know what exactly you're dealing with. And if you're like me and you have seborrheic dermatitis and you have some susceptibility to using natural oils, essential oils, whatever it is, put down the oil bottle, sis. Don't put products on your scalp. Try to use apple cider vinegar rinses. Try to use aloe vera. It's really soothing and calming for the scalp. Aloe vera juice, aloe vera gel, if you could get it straight from the plant, better yet. Look at your diet. Try to eliminate some of the more inflammatory foods and see if those give you any type of relief. And yeah, I think I covered most of what I wanted to see in this video. So if you guys like this type of content, then definitely give me a thumbs up. And if you like this content and you'd like to see more from me, and especially if this is the first time you're seeing my face and you'd like to see more of it, and definitely hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you never miss future uploads. And I thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.